this was one of the reasons why I was so attracted to this opportunity, because I could see clearly that this profile sits at the intersection of public policy and political consulting, both of the domains that I'm very much interested in. I wasn't new to politics. I had a lot of interest in that, but I had no idea that there is a career in that. There is a proper setup, organized career in politics. But again, I'm someone who likes to make a plan. पूरा calendar बना रखा था कि जनवरी से लेके 2025 end होने तक मुझे क्या क्या करना है. If prelims happens, good, I'll give mains and then I'll join Rebounce का जो भी cohort होगा September, October में. I had mentioned it in my calendar clearly. And if God forbid prelims does not happen, I'll join the immediate cohort. Even before the classes had begun in July, I remember that मैं आपका calendar खोल लेती थी and back to back I had one-on-one sessions with you for resume tailoring, etc. So even before the classes had begun, I had already qualified for the Mukherjee Fellowship. There are the breakout room activities that help you develop your communication skills, how you have to think in an organized manner, you have to think in a structured manner. That's how you solve a problem. So these are the things that you learn in the classes when you attend them live. So all of these things help a lot in developing your personality and making sure you bring the best version of yourself when you go for an interview or you apply for a job. You had taken a particular session for NBMC and Nation with Number candidates. So I had a list ready of what are the expected questions, and most of the questions were from that list only.
Hello everyone. Today we have with us Varchasvi, who is an ex-UPSC aspirant who very recently got into the governance role in a political consulting firm named Nation with Namo. So today we are going to discuss about Varchasvi's journey from being a UPSC aspirant to getting into this role at Nation with Namo in just the 45-50 days. So thank you Varchasvi for taking out your time and joining us for this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing? For our audience, can you give a brief introduction about you and share your background?
Yes, sir, sure. I graduated in 2022 from Lady Shri Ram College, University of Delhi. I have a BCom honors degree from LSR. I am one of the COVID pass outs. So it was during COVID, during my second or third year of college, I thought that it is a good opportunity in UPSC field that I should invest some time and study for the exam. So it was during my second or third year of college, I decided that maybe I'll appear for the exam. After graduating, I appeared for the exam thrice. I gave my first attempt in 2023, wrote mains, and then I gave my latest attempt in 2025, which was my third attempt.
Okay, thank you, Varchasvi, for your brief introduction. So, was there any turning point in your journey when you thought that maybe UPSC is not working out and now I should look for a backup plan?
Yes, sir, definitely. It was actually during my second attempt last year, because I had cleared prelims in my first attempt. So I was maybe kind of overconfident or whatever happened. But in my second attempt, when I flunked prelims, I was like, okay, this is a very unpredictable exam. I gave it my all. I studied more than my first attempt, but still I flunked prelims last year. So it was during that second setback when I realized maybe I should look for an exit strategy as well. It was during August last year when I came to know about Rebounce through a Telegram forward. So I did a little bit of research. What are the things where I can use my knowledge that I've already developed during my UPSC preparation years and make sure that I also get placed in a well-paying, good job, the profile which aligns with my interest. So that's when last year after my prelim setback, I started doing research on what should be my exit strategy.
Okay, all right, interesting. And just after this prelims of 2025, you decided that now is the time that I should take up a plan.
Yes, sir, definitely. Because before taking a conscious decision that I'll take gap years, I had made up my mind that I'll give 3 full-time attempts. I'll stay at my home. I'll prepare. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, I'll do something else. So it was a part of my macro plan only that I'll give 3 full-time attempts. Then I'll shift to something else. I'll go back to corporate, or maybe I'll upskill myself or do something else.
Good, fantastic. So that should be the approach, that figuring out, okay, this is the maximum number of attempts, full-time attempts, which I'm going to give. If it works out, great. Otherwise, I'll look for something else. All right. And then how did political consulting happen? Was it a pre-planned move or an accidental thing which just happened?
So I wouldn't say accidental. I was introduced to political consulting during college, during my time at LSR. Many pol science department students were being placed in many different political consulting firms. So I was introduced to the concept that, okay, there is a career option in political consulting. And I come from Uttar Pradesh, which is an electoral gold mine for our country. And I have been born and brought up in an environment where political debate is a part and parcel of the conversation. So I wasn't new to politics. I had a lot of interest in that, but I had no idea that there is a career in that. There is a proper setup, organized career in politics. So it was during second or third year of my college, I was introduced to this field. But then I took up UPSC preparation, and via Rebounce, I came to know that, okay, I can upskill myself and still get placed into these firms where I can be a consultant or an analyst and work in political consulting domain.
Okay, all right, that's great. And what were you going through when you reached out to us at Rebounce and maybe joined our program?
Yes, sir, I was going through a lot because having back-to-back prelim setback was something कोई भी expect नहीं करता है, and all of us work so hard, and just because it is a one day exam कुछ भी हो सकता है, maybe your stars did not align that day and you're out of the list maybe by a minimum margin. So of course it was a very low time for me, but again I'm someone who likes to make a plan. पूरा calendar बना रखा था कि जो जनवरी से लेके 2025 end होने तक मुझे क्या क्या करना है. If prelims happens, good, I'll give mains and then I'll join Rebounce का जो भी cohort होगा September October में. I had mentioned it in my calendar clearly, and if God forbid prelims does not happen, I'll join the immediate cohort. So when I reached out to you, prelims results were out somewhere in mid-June. So after the results were out, I contacted you. I had already gone through the curriculum and everything. I had made up my mind that yes, I'll enroll for this course, I'll upskill myself, and I'll look out for opportunities, good opportunities. And yeah, that was my plan after my third attempt and second prelims setback.
Okay, all right. That should be the strategy. That is how it should be. That you should have a complete plan about how things are going. What steps are you going to take if things work out in your favor or if they do not work out in your favor.
That's
Right.
exactly.
That's a very pragmatic way of planning. Otherwise, the other way of planning is only thinking about how I will celebrate when my name will be in the final list. Right?
Yes, we all have been there.
Right. So, Varchasvi, as you mentioned that you went through our curriculum and Rebounce was already a part of your plan. So, how did the Rebounce mentorship and support helped you in this transition? Were we able to provide what you expected out of us, or was it just something which was mentioned on the website and that's all?
No, sir, definitely more than my expectations. Even before the classes had begun in July, I remember that मैं आपका calendar खोल लेती थी, and back to back I had one-on-one sessions with you for resume tailoring, etc. So even before the classes had begun, I had already qualified for the Mukherjee Fellowship, the initial rounds. So those were the one-on-one sessions, the resume building, the resume tailoring sessions that helped me to clear in the very first week since we connected. So those were the resume building sessions. And then when the classes started in July, I attended both the public policy and political consulting live classes. I got to learn a lot. उसके बाद I realized that there is a lot that needs to be done. हमें लगता है कि as UPSC aspirants we know everything. But once I started attending the classes, the kind of quantitative skill set that was being built in public policy classes, the kind of assignments that we were doing there, the TOC charts, the literature synthesis, etc. All of that helped to understand कि बहुत कुछ करना है अभी, and it will take a lot of efforts to excel in any field, either it be UPSC or any other field. You need to give it your all, you need to give it your best. So the classes helped a lot. So that's when I made sure that I'm attending the classes, I'm doing the assignments, etc. So, and there were also a lot of opportunities that were being shared on the group, on the official and the group that we have made, the Rebounce associates, the colleagues between us. So those helped a lot, and I've connected to so many Rebounce associates on LinkedIn. It has been great. I've talked to a lot of them, and other than the classes, also there are the breakout room activities that help you develop your communication skills. How you have to think in an organized manner. You have to think in a structured manner. That's how you solve a problem. So these are the things that you learn in the classes when you attend them live. So all of these things help a lot in developing your personality and making sure you bring the best version of yourself when you go for an interview or you apply for a job.
Okay, all right. Great. That's great. That's fantastic. So glad to know that you got what you expected out of the program.
Definitely.
And now, can you also tell us a bit about the usual selection process, the usual interview process, rather, for the governance role at Nation with Namo? Because now this is a role at the intersection of public policy and political consulting. So, what is that their broad selection process? Can you first tell that?
Yes, so definitely. This was one of the reasons why I was so attracted to this opportunity, because I could see clearly that this profile sits at the intersection of public policy and political consulting, both of the domains that I'm very much interested in. So yeah, I applied for this opening via IIM Jobs, as you had suggested in one of our sessions. So they have 3 4 filtering criteria. The starting one is resume and cover letter. Then once your resume is filtered out, they contact you, and you have your SOP and questionnaire round. So I had to write around 250 or 300 words of SOP, and I was asked to choose a governance topic on my own and present how it is relevant in contemporary India. What are the governance challenges? What are the solutions that you will propose as a consultant, etc. So that was a document that I had to submit, and once you qualify that round, then you have to appear for 3 rounds of interview. Third one is mostly a managerial round, but yeah, you have 3 rounds of interview, and then yeah, finally they give their decision on that.
Okay, all right. And can you also double click on the interview selection process? What all is discussed as part of the interview process?
Yes, so sure. So during my first round of interview, it went for around 1 hour, 55 minutes to 60 minutes. It was a very detailed interview. I really enjoyed it a lot. There were questions. There were questions mostly on my viewpoints. Questions on governance issues mostly that we study during our UPSC preparations as well. Few questions that I can recollect were regarding, since I come from Uttar Pradesh, so the farmer issue was discussed a lot, and the governance style of the current incumbent honorable chief minister of my state, that was also discussed. And since I have prepared for UPSC, so they asked regarding why youth from typically from the North Indian belt, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, they prepare for government exams and they're less inclined towards entrepreneurial tendencies. What are the reasons? What are the solutions that you think are relevant to solve that problem? And questions regarding caste reservation, the burning issues. And other than those questions, there was the guesstimate round. The guesstimate was regarding the governance issue that I had chosen during my SOP round. So he made the guesstimate from that issue only. The governance issue that I chose was regarding the stray dogs. The Supreme Court order had come. That is an issue that is very close to my heart. So I chose that. And the guesstimate was regarding I had to prepare an estimated budget regarding what will be the cost for sterilizing and vaccinating the dogs in my municipality. So that was a very interesting estimate. I had definitely not expected that. But of course, I had prepared a lot. We had also had a discussion on regarding how we have to solve the guesstimates. So those classes came on handy. I had prepared my checklist of the population, everything. I was well prepared for that. During the second round of interview, it was also related to governance questions only, more or less. And then we had another guesstimate. And then finally, the third round was managerial round. It was more like a conversation and less like an interview. So yeah, it was mostly profile based only, and there were a few questions regarding fit based interviews as well, but mostly it was more or less regarding the governance challenges, etc.
Okay. Did they also evaluate you on case interviews?
No, sir, they're not.
Okay. All right. Great. Fantastic. Now, can you also tell us a bit about how did the Rebounce upskilling, applied public policy lab, applied political consulting lab, upskilling, the other support which we provided. So, did it support you in any way to excel these interviews?
So definitely they did. I remember that I had gone through all the PPTs and all the slides that you have shared during the APCL classes. I had made short notes of it. As UPSC aspirant, we have this knack of we'll make short notes of everything. I have handwritten short notes of everything. Even though you had said that you will get the slides, but still during the classes, I make my own short notes. So I have that cheat sheet ready that I'll drop these buzzwords, I'll drop these keywords during the interview so that the interviewer knows that I have the required knowledge. So it was with the help of all these PPTs and slides that I had made up a cheat, a checklist or sort of buzzwords and keywords that I'll drop in the interview. So it was mostly regarding political consulting only. And for public policy, I have not appeared for any public policy relevant role till now, but for political consulting, it was very helpful. All the and also especially the interview session that you had taken before I appeared for the Nation with Namo interview, you had taken a particular session for NBMC and Nation with Namo candidates. So I had a list ready of what are the expected questions, and most of the questions were from that list only.
All right, great, fantastic. So, Vachasvi, there are a lot of candidates who see their UPSC journey as a setback, feel that all these gap years will act as a major setback and will not help them get shortlisted in the right organizations. So, how do you look at these gap years and how did they, acted as an advantage or disadvantage for you in this overall transition?
Yes, so definitely. I was also there at that crossroads where I thought that maybe I should give another attempt and stay in my comfort zone, or maybe I'll, step part of my comfort zone. And what has been done for me. These are the gap years, but I have to make sure that whatever is given right now, whatever the opportunities that I have in front of me, I'll make sure that I make the best use of it. So when I enrolled for the course, I knew ki, these are the opportunities that are lined up for me, and I have to make sure that my resume or my profile is tailored in the format which is relevant for these jobs. So at Rebounce, while we are learning through the classes, the master classes, etc., we have to make sure that we are also tailoring our resume and adding those keywords from the JD or from the master classes that we learn. We are adding those things from in our skill set section. Other than that, we'll also start working on a white paper now. So I think that will also add a major advantage for UPSC aspirants. And when it comes to my UPSC preparation for this particular role, governance and policy team, I think it did give me a lot of advantage because as UPSC aspirants, we have a lot of knowledge about different issues. So आप कोई भी issue बोल देंगे, we have this chart prepared in our head कि these are the pros, these are the cons, this is the way forward, this is the Niti Aayog ki report that they have given this recommendations, this is the statement made by Honorable President, Honorable Prime Minister of our country. So we have this chart ready in our head. So I think we have a lot of knowledge, but when it comes to presenting that knowledge, that UPSC preparation will definitely give you an advantage, especially I think for political consulting, it definitely will. So I think that changing mindset and making sure that whatever is given, whatever is there right in front of us, we should make the best use of it. And I think we'll sail through.
Okay, great, fantastic. That should be the attitude. That is the right approach. At the end of the day, in these years of preparation, you were not just eating pizzas and drinking cold drink. You were
Right.
preparing for one of the most difficult examinations. Irrespective of the outcome, you develop a lot of skills. It is up to you how you market it well, right? So, can you also tell us a bit about maybe what are those top three skills which helped you transition from this UPSC preparation to political consulting in just 45 days of joining the program? That in itself is an exceptional achievement.
Yes, sir. Definitely. I think when I joined the classes, I realized that, okay, I have the knowledge, but how do I present it? So I might be having solutions to a problem, but I have to present it in a structured manner. So problem solving, but in an organized and structured way so that you are able to communicate it well. I think communication is the second skill, but problem solving in a structured manner is a skill that I think all people, especially for political consulting, you should have. Second is communicating well. That is something of course, I would I wouldn't say that I've mastered it yet, but that is a skill that is very essential. You might be having the best solution, you might be having the best knowledge, but if you're not able to communicate it properly, it won't help. Other than that, I think being persistent is very important. Keep applying for the jobs that interest you a lot and make sure that you have the right attitude. That is a very important skill that will not just help you sail through in any competitive exam, but any career option that you choose. It will help you to stay positive and, regardless of the outcome, you just stay persistent, have that perseverance attitude in your mindset. I think that will help a lot.
Okay, great. So finally, to wrap up, maybe one word to define your overall journey with Rebounce.
I think so. Rebounds was a game changer for me. I was literally at crossroads. I was almost there on the verge of giving another attempt. I'll give full time attempt. It was our conversation, the first conversation that I had with you. It changed my mind, and I realized, okay, I have the right fodder for my resume. I have the right experience. I can market it well. So I knew that I just have to follow what is being told at Rebounds. I have to follow whatever the assignments are being given. I have to make sure that I'm applying for the opportunities that interest me a lot, and yeah, I'll sail through. So Rebounds for me was a game changer, literally. So yeah, from being underconfident and to converting a role that actually interests me a lot, I think Rebounds was definitely a game changer.
Okay, excellent. Thanks a lot, Varchasvi, for sharing your experience. I hope that your experience and this journey of transition help many other candidates who are in the similar crossroads as you were before a couple of months. So let's stay connected. And for all the candidates who are watching it, it's a humble request to all of you to please, like and subscribe if you benefited from this video. We'll keep on coming up with more such experiences, more such videos. If you are looking for no more such content, you can also join our WhatsApp and Telegram communities. I'll drop the link of the same in the description of this video. Thank you. Thank you, Varchasvi. Thank you everyone for taking out your time.
Thank you, sir.